So my roommate, let's call him Sean, left school before the semester ended, and I thought this was rather strange, so I rummaged through some of his stuff and found a notebook. What I read was shocking. Here's what the notebook read. I've replaced names for privacy reasons. Well, I've never really written a diary or anything before, so I don't really know what I'm doing. But here goes nothing. Night 1. The concert was good, I guess. I'm not really into screamo that much, but Jack was good on guitar. So my girlfriend Rachel and I were taking everybody home. We came close to Rick's house, and we saw a bright orange light up the night sky and smoke rising into the heavens. It was an extremely large amount of light and smoke, so naturally we went to check it out. We thought a house was on fire. That's how large it was. It was strange because there was no road that led directly to where the fire was. So we parked the truck on the closest street and proceeded on foot. As we got closer to the fire, we started to hear chanting. We couldn't tell what the chanting was saying, but it was deep and loud. I'm not sure why I got as close as I did. Maybe to impress Rachel. But the point is, I got close. Too close. Every person chanting was surrounding the fire in a large circle, and they all appeared to be wearing the same robes, like monks. Anyway, I was at least less than 100 feet away from them. I held my phone up so that I could take a picture. But before I could take the photo, one of the men saw me, and in an instant, all of them were glaring at me, their hoods darkening their faces. Instinctively, I took off running and ran back to the truck and yelled, "Drive!" Immediately, Rachel floored it and we took off. They asked me what happened, and I told them that I thought they saw me. It was quite a scare, but I wasn't too worried. It's not like they know where I live. I went home that night, and at about 1 in the morning, I decided to hit the hay. This is when it began. I had a terrible nightmare. It wasn't anything gruesome or disgusting. It was just shocking. All it was someone in a cloak, like the ones I saw on the people by the fire. What I saw was this man in the cloak. All he did was stand there and stare. I couldn't make out any of the features of his face, just his eyes. They were pitch black, piercing, like they were staring straight into my soul. I didn't sleep the rest of the night. Night 2. I had the same dream as last night. It was just longer this time. I felt like I wanted to wake up, but couldn't. It was like the man had trapped me. Night 3. I don't want to sleep tonight. I can't stand to have that dream again. I've been looking over my shoulder all day. I'll just drink some Red Bull and watch a marathon of Top Gear. Day 4. I might be going crazy, or maybe it's the lack of sleep, but I could have sworn I saw the cloaked man out of my chemistry window. Night 4. I tried to stay awake again tonight, but I couldn't. The lack of sleep got to me and I passed out. The dream was worse than ever. Same dream, same cloaked man. Just this time, there was a high-pitched squeak going on the whole time, and every once in a while, a deep laugh would arise, then fall as quickly as it had come. I can't take much more of this, and Luke is no help, since he's home for the long weekend. Night 5. I decided to have Rachel stay with me tonight. I don't want to face this alone. Once again, same dream, same man, same high-pitched squeak. Except this time, the laugh was louder and more frequent. I feel like this is some Freddy Krueger crap. Day 6. I saw him again. He was in the damn reflection of my bathroom mirror. I looked behind me and he wasn't there. God, I don't know how much of this I can take. Night 6. Luke's back, and I told him what had been happening, and he told me to just relax, that I'm overreacting. He's probably right. But why can't I shake this nightmare? Day 7. I saw him again today. He was across the street from me, just glaring. I know he was there because I stared back at him for a good 20 seconds. I think they're after me. They're gonna kill me. Night 7. I actually didn't have the dream tonight. It was worse. I awoke with a jolt in the middle of the night. I can't remember why, but what I saw nearly gave me a heart attack. I glanced at the window, and there, standing in the window, was the cloaked man. I looked away in fright, and when I looked back, he was gone. I have to get out of here. I'm going home. I can't stay here anymore. Day 8. I packed the majority of my things. I'll leave the dresser here for Luke, give him more space. I hope that maybe this trip back home will fix me. I think I just need to get away. Night 8. Luke invited me to a party tonight, but I told him I was too tired and I was going to get some sleep. I wish I went to that party. Luke stayed out all night, so it was another night alone. The dream came back, and it was just as bad as before. Like last night, I woke up in the middle of the night and looked out the window. Thankfully, there was nobody there. I jolted in fright when there was a hard, frequent, and frantic knocking on my door. I looked through the peer hole, and I saw Rachel, knocking and banging and screaming for me to help. I opened the door, and he was standing there. I was paralyzed with fright. Sorry if this seems really descriptive, but I will never forget that image in my head. He glared at me with his dark, piercing eyes for what seemed like an eternity. Then, in an instant, he released a horrible, blood-curdling scream and lunged at me, and then I blacked out. I woke up on the floor of my dorm room with the door wide open and a crowd gathered around me. And go figure, there he was, in the back of the crowd, glaring at me. Screw this. I'm grabbing my things and leaving for home. Screw this. I just can't take it anymore. That is the end of the notebook. This is Luke speaking again, and after I read this over a couple of times, I decided to do some research on this cult. I found nothing. But what I can tell you is what has happened since the incident, and what I've determined. Well, Rachel went back home as well. I guess she's not with Sean anymore. But there is a good reason for that. Sean never made it back home. For some godforsaken reason, he jumped in front of a moving train and killed himself the night he was supposed to get back home. I think his plan of escaping the cloaked man didn't work, and he just couldn't take it anymore. Here's what I've determined on the whole situation. There was no cult. I talked to Rachel and the others about the fire, and they said that it wasn't chanting that they heard, it was singing. And they also said they didn't get close enough to tell, but they said they couldn't see anyone around the fire. So I think that they were all figments of Sean's imagination. Maybe something happened to him in his childhood that sparked his mind to think up this disturbing cult. I'm not the best at research, so maybe I missed some key information about this cult. Any information you might have on this cult will be greatly appreciated. And on a side note, I'm pretty sure I saw the cloaked man in the hallway while I was getting a drink. Maybe Sean's notebook is getting to me.